Trading the foreign exchange market carries high risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Trading on margin, utilizing leverage can carry an even higher level of risk that can lead to a complete loss of investment funds. So before deciding to trade the foreign exchange market or using any of our software alert products, you should carefully and diligently consider your personal investment objectives, level of experience, and risk tolerance. There is a possibility that you could potentially sustain significant loss. You should not invest any capital or trade that you cannot afford to lose. It is your responsibility to be aware of and understand all risks associated with foreign exchange trading and to seek professional advice from an independent certified financial advisor if you have any doubts. Auvoria Prime does not exercise trading authority over your trades. You and you alone exercise discretionary trading authority over every trade.
So let's go check out some charts. We on the earlier session, we actually didn't have a heck of a whole lot of alerts come up. So I don't know if anyone had experienced that yet on this end. I am using a $300 account to trade this, just to show that we can use smaller sized accounts, because not everyone has a lot of liquid capital nowadays. Here, just a sec. I'm just trying to fiddle with my screen. This way I can see the alerts that are showing up. Has anyone had any, has anyone been experiencing like better performance with the VPS since we upgraded and version 4.1? I know myself, I haven't seen as many freeze ups.
Yeah, I sure have seen a huge improvement.
Yeah, I don't know what they did, but it worked.
The VPN improvements and the version 4.1 with AIRO.
Yeah,
pretty huge.
Yeah, it's been good.
Then we're getting the dashboard this weekend, Matt.
I know.
Exciting.
I know. I can't wait.
Yep.
I can't wait because it's going to be a game changer for a lot of us.
Yeah.
It's because then on one chart, you can have all of your assets that you want to trade, and you can also pick all the time frames. So then you get little red and green buttons that you can click on, and it opens up the chart that you want to look at. So it makes everyone's lives easier. You don't have to sort it all. It's going to be fantastic. So, but CB, it's been a quiet morning.
Yeah, it really has.
A very quiet morning. Unusually quiet, actually.
A lot of consolidating with these pairs.
Mm-hmm. That means we're looking for
some breakouts.
The bigger breakouts. We're looking for the bigger breakouts to play out. There is news, guys. Who is he? Governor. Oh God. Hold on. I'm gonna go get it.
Powell is going to talk.
Yeah. Powell's talking at like 10 o'clock this morning. So
Yep.
That is very noteworthy. Very noteworthy because he's going to move the market in one way, shape, or form. There's not a whole like if I don't get I don't have a lot of appetite for trading 15 minutes before the news or 15 minutes after the news. And that's just my personal trading method of operation. I don't do a lot of fundamental analysis. Some people do. Some of them make great money doing fundamental analysis. For me, I'm just not a fan of it. I just avoid the red news folders. Nothing wrong in letting it play out. Just going to try and check out my other softwares while we're chilling. Actually, I'm pushing the good old VPS to the max here. I've got 3 instances of Gearbox running. I've got AIRO on it, and the gearboxes are all running 20-some plus charts. So, and not experiencing any trouble, no lag, no nothing. So you see, just open up a little screenshot here, see if we can find some setups. This is really interesting, man. I'm gonna go over the currency pairs and see if we got something that we can show here. So let's start with the pound pairs because we like to focus on that for the first little bit. See if we have a setup. See, We had the big run, this consolidation. A little housekeeping. If you guys have a question about anything you see on the screen or anything you want to go over, please send it over and try to keep it AIRO specific. But we can go through that, put it in the Q&A section so we don't lose it. Sometimes the chat gets a little bit convoluted, and I don't want, the last thing I want is for you to feel like I'm ignoring your question. That's the last thing that that is not intentional in any way, shape, or form. Oh, let's go check something out here. See if we can find a setup. Let's see. I'm looking on one of my other screens here to see if I can put something together for our AIRO family.
Hey, Matt.
Yes, sir.
Take a look at Kiwi CAD.
Kiwi CAD.
Yeah, in the chat group they brought up, it is a on the M15 potential short.
Okay.
Kind of interesting.
Okay. Let's see.
It's been ranging.
Oh, it's this one down here. Kiwi CAD. Oh yeah, look at this thing. All right, that's interesting. So we got a long, powerful downtrend.
Yeah, take a look at it on the 15 though. You're on the 1 hour.
Oh yes, no wonder. I'm sorry,
There.
guys.
There
Let me
you
go
go.
check this out. I don't need auto trading on. Let me go make sure everything's on the right time frame. Oh, sorry. That would do it. This is a brand new setup, so that's why I may have not had the right time frame. I did all the indices properly, but I didn't do the Forex pairs. Just a sec here. My little guy came down. Saying about how great it's working. I got a little bit of a freezing here. We took the Aussie NZD pair. Hold on a minute. I need to see what's going on. All right. Can you guys hear me again? I was having some problems with my audio.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. My internet connection got interrupted. Yeah. So all the charts on the 15-minute during the money zone, generally, yeah. But you're going to want to focus on trading the currency pairs that move the best during the session that you're trading. So, for example, the Euro Swiss, we're at the end of the London session, kind of that trading zone. So now we're going to start seeing some consolidation.
Did you finish off your so the Kiwi CAD it is potentially
oh yes, sorry, I apologize.
A trade
Kiwi
opportunity. CAD. Yeah, sorry, I just don't want you to miss it.
No. You're totally right. Yeah, this is actually really nice. What so
We're
actually,
we're a candle behind, but
yeah, it's still not bad because what's
nope.
the range on this thing? You might get a little bit of pullback, but what, 12 pips?
Yeah.
So if you're using a 40 pip stop loss and you got a 20 pip take profit, that's a pretty good trade. Let me go check one more thing and then we'll jump in there. I have a habit of always going to the questions first instead of taking trades. It's just natural. So I'll make sure I'm more cognizant of that. NZD CAD. Oh yeah. Yeah, I have no problem taking this. So one click trading. This is on a smaller account, so we're not using a standard lot. The position size calculator is going to be released in not too long, so 0.03 for this one, and boom, sell. So we're going to do a small little challenge here on the $300 account, see if we can bring that up to $1,000 within the next 2 weeks or so. But yeah, this is she's looking good. Great call out there, CB.
Yep, it was James Fisk gets
Oh,
the
Fisk. Perfect.
yeah, James gets the call out.
Oh, nice. Great job, James. You know, sometimes it's hard to see everything. So we'll keep our eyes peeled for that. Oh yeah. Not to forget to put your stop loss and take profit, guys. So in points, you can put 400 for 40 and 200 for 20. That's in the Forex specifically. Depending on what asset class you're trading, that will vary. So Bitcoin is significantly different. NASDAQ's different. It's all going to depend.
Just sort of an interesting observation, by the way, Matt, with the Kiwi CAD.
Yep.
And I don't know if it's because of these new resistance zones, but here's another very rare example of 3 downward arrows in a row on this chart. If you just
Well.
see that?
Yes, sir. I am actually going to take a picture of that. Because this happens like,
yeah, not often.
I think I've seen it like once a month.
I think I've seen it maybe 3 times since AIRO's been out.
Yep. So this is actually going to be noteworthy. Cool.
I'm just wondering if it's because of
The new
those
zones.
new resistance zones and price bounced.
Maybe.
Went under the second to lowest one and then bounced off it, and now it's breaking through this other resistance. I bet you has something to do with that.
Could be.
Yeah.
So let's check this out. I'm just going to write this up real quick. NZD CAD.
Euro. I'll take a look at Euro pound here. Someone was asking about it.
Yeah, it's going to get pretty fast.
Yeah.
It's going to get fast. When everything starts popping, it's going to get too fast for me to be able to see everything. I think I might reach out for a hand. 20. 103.
Euro GBP. So I guess my question, Afari, is what you're looking at Euro pound. Are you looking at a higher time frame? Because on the M15, 15-minute, I'm not seeing too much right now. It's sort of ranging. There was a downward arrow a while ago. I'm not seeing too much on the 15-minute. It's an upward trend, so it could be setting up to bounce back up, but not right now.
So GBP, what do we got? GBP NZD, got a wedge break. Oh yeah, that's breaking the W actually. And you got a real nice channel breaker here. I don't see a place to get in, unfortunately. I don't want to chase it. So if I went to show you guys what I saw here. We got GBP NZD. Helps if I wasn't on the.
I'll take a look at that.
I was on a lower time frame, so looks like it might be a good shot. It would have to break this this red zone before I would get in, because we are in an uptrend, right? 1, 2, 3, and we got one red zone. So we're closing above the arrow moving average. You got a nice arrow. We got a bounce, but now we got a red zone here. So I may hold off and see. Let's see what this retracement is. GBP NZD. That's a really shallow retrace. That's a really shallow retrace.
It's a W too now.
Yeah, it's a beautiful W actually, and now we're at the 100% mark of that. So you're probably going to get a bounce right here, but high probability that it'll break through there. Let me see if I can validate taking a trade off this, because if you have a zone, you need something else to be able to take that, right? Officially, this is not a valid trade, because you don't want to be taking.
That zone might be gone soon if it moves up a little bit more.
Yeah, and it probably is. I'm just checking another indicator that I got here. That. Yeah, I think that zone's gone, man. That wasn't even a strong zone anyway. It was only that one top. Yeah, you know what? I'm comfortable enough to take that trade at this time, so we're gonna take this one too. Right there, boom, gone. So one-click trading is right there, and then let's not put the standard lot on there. So on this one, I'm actually gonna lower my risk a little bit, and we're gonna go buy. Because this is a smaller account, I want to keep my exposure in the trade very minimal. This is a beautiful breakout of that W formation. It is now a higher high in this run, which means that it could go pretty nicely, actually.
So Matt, it's a sort of a correlating pair to the other trade you just.
It is.
Well, I was going to mention another one. So you had the Kiwi CAD, the Kiwi USD is a very similar setup. But
because this one still had a relationship to the other one we just took.
Yeah,
right?
but there is a if you want to look at it, it's definitely a valid 15-minute bag entry short on Kiwi USD.
On Kiwi USD, let's check it.
That's Kirill calling that one out.
Kirill, guys, look at this. Another one. I don't got no. Why do I not have a flag? Okay. Hold on a minute.
Yeah, we have arrows. We have an arrow. We have that. So I had that arrow, that up arrow you have there at the beginning of the M.
Yeah.
But there was an arrow on the first of those two red candles right now. So the candle you're on right now would be the entry point, but you don't
Well,
have
on
an
the
arrow.
5 minute, I get an arrow,
Huh.
but on the 15, I don't.
And you know what's weird is oh no, I'm on, so I'm on KOT right now.
Okay, I'm on
Right.
Envy. So can you take a screenshot of that and send it to me?
Sure.
Okay. I need. Listen, I like documentation because that way I know what to expect in the future. If you want to get really comfortable in trading, one of the things you could do is document everything you're doing. It takes a little bit of time, but it's going to pay off great dividends in the end. So here, we're going to call this missing. This is NZD USD.
Just send it to you on Telegram.
Thank you, my friend.
Yep.
03.
Now, the one thing I would say about this trade right now, that's a USD pair, and with Powell getting ready to speak, it's probably good that we don't get in it anyway, because it could, it could reverse.
Yeah, we have to be very cognizant of the fact that Powell is going to speak in about 30 minutes.
Yeah, so
it's up to the individual trader. If it fits your trading style and your comfort level, then take it. If it doesn't, then don't take it. Just because someone on the call takes a trade doesn't mean it's a good trade for you.
And because you're in the Kiwi CAD, I mean, and you're looking at the two charts, it's almost like identical charts. So you're already exposed there. So
if it does come back hard, then I'm in double the trouble.
Yep, exactly.
So it's not a great.
I'll tell you what.
One
10 pips, pip and dip with the Kiwi CAD there, Matt. When might not be the worst thing with the news coming,
I think you're
Powell
right.
could impact the Canadian dollar too.
Yeah, he could blow that right through the water. They could announce that
I would definitely
Keystone's back in.
I would take my 10 pips for sure if it was me.
I'm taking 10 pips. Of course I am. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Lock and load.
Dip and dip.
Let's see. NCD and missing AIRO match with CB screenshot. Okay.
Boy, those cryptos are consolidating right now. Holy cow. So looking at them. I had a nice run in the last 24 hours with Bitcoin and Ethereum, Matt.
Yeah, it's probably a good time to lock in some profits. All right, let's check this.
Yep.
Let me check this. What do we got here? Aussie NZD. All right, I already answered that. We already got that. You have no audio. Javon, is it working for you? All charts, 15-minute, yeah. Well, it depends what you're trading, right? If you want swing trades like Jackie does, generally you're going to be. Oh my goodness! Look at all the alerts, man. Could we not have had 6 alerts at once?
I'll help you here.
Okay.
I don't have. I'll just keep that there, so I'll start looking through them and let you know if I find anything. Okay. I'm gonna not even look at the USD ones though.
No, right? I don't want to touch USD right now because the governor of that is going to be potentially moving the market pretty crazy.
New York Stock Exchange.
Josh, your specific question, send it to me just privately, because you saw R. Williams on my chart and you saw that I was using a specific RSI and stochastic. I can talk to you about that. I just don't want to get into all that on a call where not everyone will have access to those. Oh no, I don't. Honestly, NZD CAD is right against support zone on a 4-hour. I am not looking at the 4-hour for a 15-minute trade. It could take a full day before it goes through that H4 or bounces.
Hey, Matt,
Yes, sir.
take a look at Euro Kiwi.
Okay. Euro Kiwi. Let's
Yeah.
go to give her a shot here.
$15-minute.
Oh yeah, look at this thing. You even got a wedge breakout here. Boom. Here's your wedge. Here's your break. Here's your arrow. Here's your bounce. This is clean.
Yeah.
And it's not related to the direct impact news of the red folders. So that is another beautiful trade. Look at this thing, man. You're on fire today.
Yeah, we're getting some trades during the New York session here today. I like it.
Yeah. So we're going to do this. I'm going to make sure 0 point. This one doesn't carry the weight of, so this currency pair isn't worth the same as a USD based pair. So in your risk calculation, you need to understand that it's not US based, so it's not $10 per standard lot. That is super critical. Because here you might be over risking and you don't want to be doing that. So now we got a GBP NZD and we got a Euro NZD. Now these are just guidelines, okay? The 400 and 200, just guidelines. I'll just got a great question. What pairs am I going to be using to do this? I'm just going to be using consistency and whatever pops up. I don't over risk on my accounts. I don't believe in that. Because yes, you can over risk to get your account up to a certain value, but to continue to over risk is not mentally feasible for the sake. And the only reason you won't be able to do that is because once you get to a $10,000 or $15,000 account, you're not going to be able to risk the same amount in the trade as you were with a $100 account and you were risking like 25%. So these people that say 5% a day, well, just get yourself a trading account that has $100,000 and find out how much 5% of that account is worth. And if you can handle that, it takes quite a person to be able to risk 5% of your account in one trade with a higher dollar value. So that's why I don't get into that. It's consistency that matters, right? It's your consistency over time, not hitting the home runs. Euro NZD broke the zone.
Did you look at Australian CAD for a sell?
Yep.
Did you look at that one already?
No, I didn't. The Aussie what?
Canadian.
Aussie CAD. I don't got it. Don't got an arrow.
Yeah, not seeing that one.
I don't have that arrow.
I don't have it
Christian,
either.
yeah, do you have an arrow there, or are you just throwing something out there, seeing if it's going to stick? Because the problem with this is you got no zone and you got no arrow. So this is definitely not an arrow trade. If you're talking about the 15-minute, that is. Even on the one, what do we got? No. You wouldn't be getting in here. You're already at the, you're now making a higher low in this run. So it's just something I wouldn't be evaluating.
So P is asking about Fibonacci levels, and P, I would recommend if you watch strategy 8 for AIRO, that is the Fibonacci retracement strategy, and you'll get a better understanding for the fibs. But just to take note that 38 and 62 especially are the most important fib lines with that strategy. You're looking for price to retrace and bounce off those levels to take a trade, but you should just watch the video, the 2 videos for strategy 8 that Nate has in the Auvoria Prime. That'll answer your question.
This is not a great example. Let me
levels.
see. Let me see if I can. My magnet tool's a pain in the butt. See here, 76.4 is where that retracement of that full move was. That's a really deep retracement. That's not a retracement that the average person is going to be trading. Where this comes into play, ladies and gentlemen, is if you do have a 60% retracement, the likelihood that it continues up when you have that big wick rejection right here, that is something that this could have been a trade if you were doing something else, if you were looking at it. But that's how you would use the Fibonacci. You'd be looking at the swing high to the swing low and seeing what's happening. From another perspective, you could also be looking at wedges, right? Wedges are something that I absolutely love. I'm going to get rid of my magnet tool just so you can see what I'm about to do. So this wick here, the reason I like it, you got this big rejection wick, this big scouter wick, Al and I like to call it. So you got bounce, 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 bounce. Like, actually, you might even have this one. Look at that. Man, you can't even make this stuff up, guys. Can't even make this stuff up. So check this out. This is a potential. So this has a high likelihood of going the length of this stick, just as we're waiting for another alert. So there's 2 potential targets that a person could do on GBP NZD, even though we're just talking about wedges because someone mentioned it real quick, and maybe I can share a little bit something. So 2 targets. The first target is generally from here to there, and the second one can be the whole length of this trend line to that trend line. So we'll see towards the end of the session if it ends up hitting that target. Well, just for observation. Let's see if we can find something else. It could. Yes, yes. Up a couple pips on pound NZD. $97. Oh, that's a much bigger move than I was anticipating. That's not a bad thing. This is just so we don't get confused here. Visually, it'll be different, but this line to this line is 20 pips. We entered somewhere around here on this pullback. So if you're looking for 20 pips a day with 2% risk, you're doing pretty good. If a person can consistently make 1% a day when they're trading, you're going to be in the top 1% over time. It's just consistency. Doesn't matter what you start with as long as you start. And if you're still not comfortable trading live money, do it on demo. There's no problem doing that. Do it on demo and learn, observe, and then once you have a money ball that you can start working with, then just do it that way. But there is time and money that is spent learning. I will be trading whatever I see. Indices wise, I will not be using the Dow or whatever it is, the US 30. I'm not using the US 30 because let's just say that it likes to move way too fast for this side of an account. You'd have to be right on point. You're not going to win 100% of the trades you take. That is the goal, but it's not reality. And I'm probably not going to be taking any gold trades on this account, just because it moves too fast, and I just want consistency. Yeah, I think a lot of people call it the dirty 30 there, Edens. A lot of people. You see a lot of posts online about people doing very well with the US 30, but you don't see all the posts of people dusting their accounts. No one talks about their losers, right? Let's go see what we got here. We've got another 2 minutes. Sorry, the little kids dropped something upstairs, and we had to go find out what it was. Working from home is always fun. CB, how much longer are you with me? Because I may have to step away for a minute and he may have stepped away. Give me a bit. Let's wait for another setup. I'm going to go on mute for a sec. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Let's get some questions in here. Yeah, Powell in 15. Oh, Edens is making some money on the US 30. We're in a little bit of a drawdown there on some of the trades we've taken thus far in this session. So got a couple pips here, a couple pips here. Actually, here, if you want to see, you can use profit, and you can put it as points. So now we're 10 pips down in here, and we're 12 pips down in this one. So we'll check it out. Let's check this out. I lost my Zoom chat here. Let's get this going. We might have a special guest come in the next little bit.
Sorry, Matt, I had a call come in there. I'm back for a little bit here.
Oh,
you're
you're
gonna have
fine.
someone else come in to help out here.
Yeah.
Good.
We
Good.
have a special guest coming in a little bit.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm just gonna drink my coffee. Nothing like a strong black coffee. Let's check this out. See if I got that in here. Actually, there we go. Check this out. GBP AUD W formation. This one loves to move. It's still a little low. You got a strong support zone. You're in an uptrend. This is a significant area. Let's see if we don't got no AIRO though, so we got a bounce. But if we get an AIRO here, this is good because there's enough room to that zone. See if we got something on a lower time frame here. NAS 100. I'll stick to S&P 5. How about that? That was a while back though, so I might be able to see it. Let's go check that. NAS 100. Poi, that's a dagger.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. Let's forget
As
that.
Brian would say, parabolic move.
Parabolic. All right. That's a monster. All right. Now let's check out what the middle S&P 500 likes to do here. What do we got from a zone perspective? On the indices, we do the 5 minute. So we got 3 green, 2 red. There's quite a bit of room here to that zone. This is a higher low from this perspective, from the overall, and this is another higher low. So this is cool. I like this. You got bounce, AIRO. Let's zoom in a little bit. You're getting a little bit of heat. It's coming back down to retest the AIRO moving average. Let's see what's going to happen, guys. Let's not jump in there prematurely. I think some people got some money on NAS, guys. So here, you see how we got some real heat here? Oh, you did? Okay. David, let me see what I'm on Envy as well. At least this account is. Oh no, sorry, this is not. No, it is. Okay. I've got too many trading accounts. Let's put it that way. Let's see if we get a nice nice bounce on this zone, guys. Look at that. That's the 200 EMA sitting down there, or the 200 SMA, so smooth moving average. I started using the smooth moving average. So give me a sec. I need a sip of coffee.
We could get a second bounce arrow go here pretty quickly. This thing.
Yeah, could potentially. This might be tight. This might be
Yeah.
really fast, guys. So I am not a big scalper when it comes to stuff like this, but I've got a couple things on my side that I'm going to look at.
The one thing I will say, not that
Go ahead.
the zones are equal on this, on the 5 minute.
On the 5, yeah. Interesting. I like this. Where's my Bollinger Bands? You bugger.
Higher highs, right? Those last 3.
Yeah, exactly. Higher highs.
Higher
This
lows.
right here, we're bouncing. This is a really, really strong spot, guys. This is not financial advice, okay, guys? So if you take this trade right here, then it's up to you. It's your responsibility. It's your baby. Okay.
Careful with your lot sizes if you're gonna.
Oh yes, please, guys. On this account, I could only take a 0.01 because I already have other positions open, right?
Yep.
So let me see if I got something that will reconfirm that this is the turnaround point.
Yeah, so
It won't even have.
entering the day, Matt, this was a downtrend, but that last big move knocked out one of the resistance zones. So
we need to keep in mind, guys, that the announcement's coming out in 5 minutes. I'm not taking this trade.
Yeah.
It looks like a good setup. Everything looks like it's playing out well.
It could also dump right down to that next support down there too.
It honestly could, because we've got news in about 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Yo.
Hey, good morning, sir.
I thought it might be Nate that is your special guest. Hey, Nate.
Yeah.
What's going on, guys?
Oh, you know, we got a couple trades this morning. You got a couple trades. I'm doing your $300 account challenge. We're gonna take 300, bring it to 1,000 as fast as we can, without over risking on the account.
Nice.
Yeah. We got what did we do today already? We got 10 pips on NZD CAD. We've got Federal Powell that is speaking in the next couple minutes. That's why we're holding off on this. On the S&P 500 there.
Gotcha. If anybody was on the call, that W formation on AUD NZD played out to perfection. So should have bagged 20 pips on that one very easily.
AUD NZD.
We took that trade
last night. Oh, look at this thing, man. Look at this.
Shout out to Mr. Martin. He called that trade out. He called it out, so to take a look at it. It was a bag entry.
Yep.
You know, of course, that pair is not a London session pair, but when you add the bag entry and then you add the W formation, it was just a perfect setup. So we took that trade, and as you can see,
Well, you got your W, you got your wedge break right here. You got a lot of confluence to say that this is a good trade, right?
Yeah, sure. We took that trade last night. It was a good one. I
Just
took it
for
on both
beauty.
my CMO account and my personal account. So that one hit. I took it and went to sleep. It's one of the
Ha!
first pairs I took and went to sleep and woke up into blue profits.
Now we're talking. That's awesome.
So strategy number 1 played out. Strategy number 7 played out, and strategy number 7 played out double time with the wedge and the W formation. So, like we talked about last week, or the more confluences you have. Yep, I'm looking at the chat group right now. We got people in here with 4 positions, 3 positions on it. Sure, so it was a good day.
Wow.
5 positions on it.
What 5 positions?
Yeah,
people are crazy. Well, that's why we have the disclaimers at the front of the call, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you can risk you can risk it. Don't over leverage. We talked about that a lot.
Yeah, on S&P, on the indices, we generally stick to the 5-minute. Sometimes I'll go down to the 1 minute to find that precise entry. Carlos says good morning to you, Nate.
Morning. Got a nice little group here. See what you guys talking about out here. In the chat.
We got lots of stuff going on, man.
Hey guys, I got to take off here. Glad Nate's on to assist here. Good luck with the rest of the session here.
All right. Really appreciate you, and let's talk later on.
Yeah,
let's talk later on this evening.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'll be back this afternoon for sure, and tonight. So thanks,
cool.
Matt.
All right.
Thanks, Nate.
All right, now.
Thanks, boss. Let's go check this out. You taking trades or what? Hearing some gunshots, man. Train tracks, Euro NZD.
So I will, if you look at GER 30 on the minute 5,
GER 30 here.
I've been on a bag entry.
I'll stop sharing my screen. I'll allow. There we go. You should be able to share your screen on GER 30.
That German 30 has been good to us. It did us a little dirty yesterday. We took our first loss on it, but we've got a very strong win.
How's the spread on that one?
With the broker I utilize, it's lovely. It's lovely. Let me.
Okay.
The spread is very, very minimal.
All right, here comes the announcement, guys. Hold on to your seats.
So I'm in a bag entry. You see here, we're in a downtrend, German 30. Again, this is an index that moves very heavily. If you're going to take it, make sure you use proper risk management. I mean, this thing can move 100 pips. So looking for, 50 to 100 pips. I'm probably looking at that 100 pip range. I typically always have about a 200 pip stop loss on the German 30. Again, that's why you use proper risk management based on your account size.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal there, man.
Yep. So this happens. Usually we don't have this kind of pullback, but again, let me take a look at something real quick here. The Federal Powell's talking right now. What are the news we have going on right now?
That's the only prevalent one is Powell talking. So
Okay, yeah, I know we talked about it in London session. We had a lot of New York. I mean, a lot of USD red photo news. So we'll keep an eye out on that.
Yeah, we checked it. We checked it out on the Hawkeye session before this. I'm just going to check the economic calendar on MyFX book once again, just to make sure we're not forgetting anything. I know we had GBP news earlier in the morning. So we got the crude oil stock right now. Time left. You got the euro. President Lagarde's speech is coming up in an hour and 37 minutes at 11:40. So that's a high impact news as well.
Gotcha.
And then Federal Chair Williams' speech at 3:32. And then European Council meeting later on tonight at about 8 o'clock. So something to note for the people trading the Asian session.
Yeah, I'm working on a few things
Talk to me, Nate.
so that those, I'm not gonna release just yet, but we'll talk about it. Just something that to help people out with Asia session, so that people can trade that session, as not everyone can. Look, like I'm about to get stopped out here. This thing's burned me twice now. But look, so people can trade Asia session, allowing them just another opportunity to trade during the day, as London session and New York are not always people aren't able to get into those sessions. So we're trying to find ways for other people to trade throughout the day. So we're looking at trying to find a strategy that is consistent in London. I mean, also in Asia.
For sure. Taking care of the whole customer base. Let me see S&P 500 and see if there's another short opportunity.
S&P 500.
Yeah. Have a feeling that zone might disappear. We'll see what happens.
I need that
That
zone to
green
disappear.
zone.
I need it to.
Yeah.
I need it to disappear.
Yeah, but then we still don't have bounces, so it's gonna be. Let me see.
No bounces, but I can see a S&P 500. Let's see if I'm drawing this correctly. I don't know if I'm drawing this the right way. You're the expert on it, Matt. What do you see here? Is that a decent?
Well, you got that's a different kind of wedge altogether. Still a valid wedge formation. You're
I guess it's backwards, so it wouldn't count, right?
there are different wedges. I don't generally draw them that way. But here we're just looking at it's kind of ranging, right? So
Yeah.
we kind of want it to break out of that range before we start playing with it too much.
And I got out of my GER 30 trade. So again, like I said, risk bet one. Hopefully nobody took that trade. I got in late. Never chased a trade, but I got out before they hit my stop loss. I just SPX, this zone right here, not if it was breaking, I'd stay in a trade. With GER 30, it moves heavier than SPX. So what I like to do is in London session, SPX will run before GER 30. I'm sorry, in London session, GER 30 leads the pack. And in New York session, SPX leads the pack. So literally you can follow the leader.
Really?
Depending on what session you're in. We have uptrend now in SPX.
Okay.
So you guys got this bag entry earlier? Or was there no trade on it earlier?
Jackie's taught me well though. She's great. The community that you're building here, Nate, it's really special.
Oh man, that's you guys. You guys are building it one brick at a time.
So our GBP NZD and our Euro NZD trades getting a little bit of heat. Got 18 pips drawdown on that one. The GBP NZD, you're in 26 pips drawdown. So we'll see what's up.
GPNGD in the bag entry here.
Yeah, on the 15.
Let's take a look at it here.
Yeah, we took it there on that next candle.
Oh, you took it on the next candle?
We didn't take it on that on the AIRO candle. We took it on that candle after. Once it finally broke out of the top there, that's when we took it. So
okay.
Yeah.
That's right. It should have been a zone right there, right?
There was a zone. And then once the zone broke, we just took it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I wasn't going to take it into the zone. I was going to wait until it broke the zone and then we could get the green light to go.
And the other one was?
It's a Euro NZD. Similar
Euro.
story.
Okay.
CB called those all out. We had 6 alerts pop up all at once. And then during our Hawkeye session, I think we had like maybe 3 alerts the whole 2 hours or whatever we were doing. It loves that 200, doesn't it, Nate?
Yeah.
And 200 is just special. S&P 500. Let's see if we got a short.
My charts.
It failed to break the top there, so we'll see what goes on. I don't know what's going to happen here. That's why I love AIRO, right? We're not guessing, right? We just react to what's going on the charts. AIRO does the vast majority of the analysis for us. And then as long as we follow the rules and we watch the videos in the back office, then we let it play out.
Let's see. We check the chat. Any questions?
We got lots of questions in the chat here.
My triple dip on the S&P, waiting for it to fly. All right, cool. Let's check the chat. The Q&A.
Yeah, I'm still in the NZD trades. It's taking some heat, but that's fine. It did go through that zone, so that's what I was looking for.
So Leslie said, it depends on the day. Depends on how the market is moving. There are some times that we see more, I'll see more bag entries pop up during New York session than actually during London session when I'm up. So it really depends on the day. I can tell you we don't take a lot of bag entries on London session. We don't get that many. It really just depends on the day. But that's why there are 9 other strategies. So I always tell everybody master number 1, but then find out, depending on what session you trade the most, try to find another strategy at least to help you, with your trading. That way, you don't always depend on just one strategy. And if you do depend on one strategy only, which you can, I can tell you there are people in the group that do very, very well with only strategy 1. It's just about a matter of, sometimes taking it on the 5-minute to get 10 pips, sometimes taking it on the 15-minute to get 20 pips, and then sometimes they take it on the hour and they might go catch 25 to 50 pips. So you can always look at it on different time frames. Bag entries on that hour, they hit different. They hit often and they hit different, meaning 50 pips is very, very common on the hour chart, catching the bag entries. So that's what I'll say to that question there. From experience, which strategy works best on which session? So what I know of, because I mainly trade London, is on London session, I find that we win a lot and we trade a lot of strategy 3, which is the Asia breakout session. We trade a lot of strategy 1 bag entries. That's probably strategy 7 is probably next best, which for us, which is M's, W's, and wedges, and then strategy 1. So those 3 are and then strategy 8, Fibonacci. Those 4 strategies are the 4 that we utilize the most. We've traded everything, but those 4 strategies are the 4 that we find ourselves trading the most on the session. Due to the setups that we tend to see. But strategy 3 hits a lot because again we concentrate on. I concentrate on the Great Britain pound pairs. Those are my favorites, and so because of that, we trade that strategy quite often. We win. I don't think we have one loss with strategy 3 in the last almost 4 months now. So strategy 3.
That's amazing. That's a great win rate, man.
We're very picky though. We don't, we're very picky. But yes, it's a great win rate, man. It's a lot of fun with strategy 3.
Someone said in the group chat the other day, well, AIRO's giving me alerts in counter trend areas. And reality is we still have to do our analysis, right? It's a manual trading software for a reason.
Exactly.
Like you got what, 9 strategies, potentially 10, that are pretty solid for different times of the day for different market conditions. So that's a lot of tools in the tool belt. But it all starts with the first one, right? You need to understand the first one before we can start playing around with the other things.
Exactly.
Like learn how to use the screwdriver before you go to hammer drill.
So see,
you get an alert, Nate?
Yeah, I got an alert on gold. I didn't pull my chart up because we're like 14 pips, 14 pips away from the zone. So it's not worth looking at right now. And with the news coming, I definitely want to go and pull out no gold. That's just not what you want to do.
No, that one's very sensitive. The red folder news in the U.S. It's a war zone up there with the kids, man. I'm happy I'm down here trading.
So Josh has an interesting question. If someone threw down $1 million lot size versus a $100,000 lot size, will it go in the favor of the $1 million, or market makers control the price? So market makers control the price. They control the markets. Market makers create the bid and the ask. So if they move the bid and ask higher, price moves higher. If they move the bid and ask lower, price moves lower. Now they typically move it in the, they're greedy, so they're typically going to move it to the direction of where the money is at, and which means they'll probably go towards the $1 million lot size. But typically it's depends on the the overall trend of the actual market cycle they're in. So really depends. It really, it's a hard question to say. That it just depends on where those lot sizes are at. And so typically I can tell you, anybody throwing those type of lot sizes down, typically they have the money to do so. And those type of lot sizes would more or less be a hedge fund or a bank. And if they're throwing those type of lot sizes down, they're moving in the direction of the overall market makers trend, because they know what that is.
Yeah, absolutely. And $1 million isn't going to move Euro USD during the New York session. Just for numbers wise. If you wanted to move like the look, S&P breaking down hard, really hard. That's what I was looking for.
Oh, you want to pull it up?
Hold on here. I don't know. I think it's too late to get in.
Zone
that zone's gone. Yeah, but we don't got an arrow, but potentially. Let me see here. Look at that sucker go. Yeah. All right. I don't. Let's go see. That zone's gone. I'll take it for a couple.
Gotta love the news.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see.
Got a new candle coming up in about 2 minutes.
Yeah. It'll probably open a little higher and then continue down, but we'll see. I'm not predicting nothing. Might get a little heat on that next candle. Hmm. 35 seconds. See that rejection wick here? That big wick that says, "Hey guys, I'm not going that direction." And then here it came down. It did the same thing. It said, "Hey guys, this is the end of the road for that." And then we're underneath the arrow moving average. We're underneath the 200. So we'll see. Why I put my stop loss where I did was I'm gonna have it on top of. Oh, there we go. Look, we got the arrow on the downside, S&P 500, but it's not. Yeah, that's fine. See, and then bounce, arrow. We're good.
I'll pop it with you. I'll get in there for it.
Yeah, and we got NAS 100 too on the short, but I'm only doing one indices on a time because this is a smaller account, and I'm not playing that game today, my friends.
Do not over leverage. That's another thing about over leveraging as well, guys. Even though you use the proper lot size for your account, you want to make sure you also are not entering into too many trades. All right.
Yeah.
Let me
see the margin requirement on these trades, right? So I got a 0.02 on GBP NZD that's in some heat. That might get stopped out. Euro NZD, I got 0.03, and I got a 0.01 on S&P. So we're getting some heat here. We'll see what comes out.
Set my stop loss and take profit. SPX, but yep. I got a zone, I got an AIRO and a zone popped up on SPX for me at the same time. So.
Oh yeah, you got to. Is that on the 1?
On the 5.
On the 5. Okay, I don't have that. I have it on the 1. I have that green zone on the 1, but.
Well, no, yeah, I'm saying when the AIRO popped up, my resistance zone popped up, so it made it a bag entry.
Okay. Oh yeah, you know what? It wasn't that high up before. There was none. So for the sake of everyone's sanity, now that we have that zone there, I'm going to be putting my stop loss on the other side into that zone, probably higher up. So 39, 36 is fine. Let's see if I got something here that we can play with. I got here's a W. It could come up to here and bounce. It could. So 39.26, because that would be a trend line. And then you could do your wedge this way. If you put it here, it's going to be more of a channel, like a price channel. So then you'd be looking for channel breaker, like to break out of the channel. But for me, this is on the 1 minute. I'm going to sit here. Got some heat. So that might be an option for another entry. So if it bounces here, potentially that would be a good second entry, but I wouldn't be taking this on this account because now I'd have a little bit too much heat for this one. I'd be taking on my other live account.
I always hate to see gold and indices moving the same way.
It's only in the last 2 or 3 months that I started playing around with gold and indices. Before that, I just stick to Forex exclusively. But when I started seeing the results and people like Jackie and yourself are doing on indices and gold, I said, like, why am I limiting myself? Because we got the tools to help us trade those, even though we haven't been trading them forever.
Yes, sir.
Like they're a totally different beast. But when you got tools to help you confirm, then not so bad. So here's that high, and here's that high. And so it could come back up to the 39.26 and bounce. If it does, that gives you a better potential short if you still believe that this is going to come down, which the bag tells me it is. There's a lot of downward pressure, at least here. That's a great question there, Nate, for you. It's okay to use other confirmations while you're using the AIRO, right? Like using RSI or using Bollinger Bands or stochastics or other stuff, right?
Yeah, like I tell people all the time, AIRO is just a tool. So if you have a trading strategy that works for you using some of those other indicators, and you want to add those in there to help you feel more comfortable taking a trade, add it. I give rules and strategies out based on how they work with the actual tool. Plus, they are pretty sound forex trading rules. M's, W's, wedges. Those are very profitable market patterns. Fibonacci is a popular type of trading strategy. You know, the retracements. You know, things of that nature. So I teach those based off of, you know, basic forex principles. But if you have another strategy you use and you utilize you know, you utilize the MACD or RSI, and you know, feel comfortable using it and you do pretty well with it, go ahead and use it. You know, I mean, make AIRO yours. You know, and meaning by that, you know, make it yours as far as the way you trade it, and apply what you use to it. And if you can start, you know, you start to see that you're winning consistently, that's all that matters. That is all that matters. You know, I love to see people winning and not using my strategy. You know, a lot of people that I know that win with AIRO and win big and consistently, they use more or less AIRO for, they use like the bag entries, and then they go down to lower time frames and scalp, or they'll use AIRO just for confluence of the overall trend, and then they use their strategy for entries on top of the bag entries and the arrows they'll use for, you know, additional entries. So they make AIRO theirs by utilizing AIRO to their benefit for their strategy, and then applying their rules to their strategy. And so, yeah, you know, make it yours. Make it yours. Once you make it yours, you'll see your results change. You know, don't try to change. You know, again, I built this for beginners. So beginners that have no way of trading, they can come in and have some sound rules to apply that win. You know, they're consistent. But if you see something based on your strategy, you know, if you're a pre-existing trader before AIRO, hey, apply it.
Actually, that's what I did the first couple months I was with AIRO. Is I looked at it and I saw, hey, I can use this to bring me to the charts instead of scanning the charts for my setups. Use it as an additional confluence of what's going on in the charts, and then go from there. So we're taking some heat here. Like we said, like I said there, you could be at 39.24 for S&P. Could bounce there. You can see that the S&P moves a lot faster than the currency pairs. That's why you need to be very cautious of what your lot size is in the trade, and understand what your risk in the trade is. Still not overly concerned about this. You see here, this is why I'm not concerned. I could see it come up to here and challenge this line. If it does, then it does. This is on the 1 minute chart, by the way. That's why the chart's going to look a little bit different. Kind of Bitcoin sell. Nope. That's not happening. I don't even have to go back. See, you got 5 zones. You're right into the zone. You're in an uptrend. We can put a hard pass on that one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has officially failed it. So it's good.
Look at that big drop. Come on
Yep.
now. It needs to break that 200.
Yep. Use the close below 200. Let's go see S&P real quick. She's moving. Yeah. GN close to stop loss. I'm very well aware. I'm not excited about that one. My stop loss see, the other way around is your stop loss is not going to change with your account size. It's your position that's going to change with your lot size. With your account size, sorry. So you need the position size, your 40 pip stop loss or your 50 pip stop loss, or in this case, I would be over risking a little bit on this sell on the S&P. It's a little bit higher of a risk than I'm comfortable with, but we'll see. Price loves trend lines, okay? I've seen it happen way too often where price will come up and challenge a trend line and you get a nice bounce, kind of kisses it, says, all right, peace out. So we'll see. The thing with GN is I already accepted that it would hit stop loss. You know, it's already before I took the trade, that was okay for me. Now I'm going to try something. GN 19620. This is increasing my risk in the trade, and the only reason that I would be doing this is because I'll show you why I'm going to be changing my stop loss. I don't generally do this. This may not play out as anticipated, but what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to put my stop loss on the other side of this trend line, on the other side of this wedge line here. This is not right now, what I would be doing by doing that is, in essence, doubling my risk in the trade. But I found a better spot for it. So someone the other day said that they liked trading retests. Well, this might be a retest of that wedge. So we'll see. I very rarely push my stop loss. This may not end up in our favor, but I'm fine with losing that. Euro NZD is forming. Let's go check this one out real quick, see what we got. Got bad crude oil news, which is no surprise, right? No one expected good news in the oil sector. Let's put it that way. It's freezing for you guys, Curtis? Because we were just talking, Nate, earlier on in the session, CB and I, of how just fantastic the overall experience has been since the version 4.1, and also the enhancements that AP has done with the VPSs. It's if you can see, I'm actually running 4 instances. I got 3 gearbox running, and I got one of my one of my arrows running. So I've got over 100 charts open, and I'm not experiencing any lag whatsoever.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
If you have any issues with any lagging or freezing, send me a message. That way I can report it to the powers that be and have them take a look at your account. All right. So if you have any issues, just find me on Telegram. Nate got the bag, or you can find me on Instagram. Nate got the bag, and I can help you guys out. All right. So I'll just report your account, and it'll have someone take a look at it directly. New York session, typically has a heavier amount of users just due to the fact that it's New York session. More people are awake, so there are usually more traders trading.
Getting quite a bit of heat on S&P 5. So let me see what.
S&P making me mad.
Yeah, it is too. Oh, here, check this out. So we got. Remember what I was talking about these trend lines? So she came up. She retested that trend line to the pip. Now let's see what's going to happen.
It came within about 10 pips of my stop loss, so
Yeah, it's pretty tight.
I don't like that. I don't like it being that tight.
No, it's pretty tight, man. It might actually pop out a little bit, but we'll see.
So no more questions in Q&A. Got all those answered. You guys got any questions? Definitely ask in the Q&A.
I don't know if you can hear the animals upstairs, man, but two boys, they're loud.
That's kids for you, man.
Tell me all about it. And a 7-month-old and a 4-year-old. Come on, man. Get down there. Did you just for the sake of my sanity, your stop on S&P, did you just put it above that that previous high, 39.30 or so?
No, for me, I go by my usual rules: 50 pip take profit, 100 pip stop loss. On the M5, that's typically what I trade. And the only reason I entered that trade, I waited for when that AIRO popped up. I got the bag entry because the zone popped up there, and so and it closed underneath the 200. So that was the only reason I took that trade. The only reason I took that trade, for me, just based on the way that I trade, there was enough confluence there. You saw the entry in based on the wedge and the close below the 200 and the big drop. And for me, I got the bag entry, and of course, it closed underneath the 200. And we're in a downtrend now, so that's why I feel comfortable taking it. But no, that's based on my entry. For me, on the lot size I use, I would definitely be a little a little anxious if I put my stop loss that high. For me, that's 200 pips, and I don't feel comfortable putting it at 200 pips with my lot size that I have.
I get you. Absolutely.
And yep, I'm
You're stopped.
about 5 pips away.
It might hit this trend line. Let me see what we got. And I got some real heat on this one. This is not going well.
Which is a great setup. Again, this is why, there it is, first one. Yeah, I'm out of there. This is a rough morning.
Rough morning, all right.
I woke up to profits and I gave it all back by trading the GER and S&P, boy. This is why you use proper risk management.
Here, this is where my trend line is based on this price here, just so you guys see it. Look at that. She went up. And what's my stop on this one? I put it at 36. Is it? Yeah, 36. That's way the heck up there. I put it way into that zone. I don't like having my stop that big, but that's a lot of red. 170 pips in the red.
I'm glad I didn't take the trade on my FTMO account.
Yes, sir.
I'm being very cautious with the FTMO account. I've now decided on FTMO, man. I'm actually, trading with the team. I caught the gold trade and I caught the AUD NZD trade on FTMO account. I'm only trading that account for that account's only being utilized for now. No more indices, so pound pairs and gold only.
Okay. See, your green bar came up. See what's gonna happen here. If it breaks, it tags it. It says, "Hey, peace out," and then rockets out of there. Then I'll be in some hot water. As you say, Nate, I got to be more careful. It's going to be my new, no, who says that? That's Cash who says that. I got to be more careful.
Yeah, I got it from him. I got it from him. So I say it all the time because he says it. And I was like, man, that makes a lot of sense.
It is good.
Be more careful.
Yeah, got to be more careful.
Yeah.
That was a good setup, though. And I take that 10 times out of 10.
Yeah, man, I tell you all the time, there are, no strategy is going to win every time. That's why you use proper risk management, because at the end of the day, you're going to take some losses. But at the end of the day, you're going to have more wins than losses if you stick to the rules and stay consistent. We lost this trade. It happens. But I guarantee, like you said, you take it 10 out of 10 times, you're not going to lose every time. And you're going to win more than you lose. So it's all about managing your risk. It's all about managing your emotions. I'm mad that I lost. I'm mad I woke up and gave, had 2 losing trades back to back and gave away all my profits from last night, but that's the game. And then what you do is you continue to do what? You continue to trade the strategy that made you all the money, because you could have a losing day. You could have a losing week. It could just be a bad week. It happens. The goal is to not get emotionally involved so that you don't So that you don't then affect the way that you trade, the remainder of the day, the remainder of the week. Sometimes, like for me, I'm stepping away. I'll take S2 back to back for me. And I was, I'm a little, what I'm doing is I'm a little concerned at why I took those losses. So what I like to do on these is step away from the chart, no more trades.
You're going to go look at them again, right?
Exactly. I'll go back in a couple of hours and I'll go relook at them to see if I missed anything that I can learn about. And then I will, put that into my I guess my piggy bank of trading experiences over the years, so that I can learn from it. And that's all you can do. You follow the rules, you win some, you lose some. But again, I tell you, you're gonna win more than you lose.
Agreed. So I'm just trying to see what kind of magic. What's happening here? This is totally different now. This is trouble. You know what? It would have been a great trade on the opposite side. All these trades that took this morning would have been really good trades on the opposite side. You see here on the 1 minute, you got a nice W. Here's your W. W. Gonna go to the 5 and play some math. I don't trust this trend line, so maybe we'll go to a higher time frame. This is actually a pretty good wedge on the 15. You got that long down there, got a couple of hits, and then you have another little wedge here. And here you got a nice wedge here too. Just as we're waiting for things to play out.
All right, guys, it's time. If you got questions, Q&A. If you guys got questions about strategies, you got questions about, whatever. This is definitely the time to be asking about those questions. So make sure you put those questions in the Q&A. I've answered all the questions in there that I can. Yeah, man. Darren said the same thing. He just lost 60% of his profit from last night. Entering position with the wrong lot size. Exactly. I've lost all my profits trying to be a little more, great setups. So you take great setups, I use the same, lot sizes and lost everything. So it happens. You make profit, you give back, and all you can do is continue to evolve. You win some, you lose some.
Nate, would you say it's more about obtaining consistency, right, than getting those big home runs?
Yeah, consistency. I mean, and even part of consistency is you're not going to win them all. You're going to have days where you lose. You're going to have, weeks where you don't take as many trades as you did the previous week. So it's all about staying consistent with a winning formula. There are going to be some great weeks where you're like, man, everything's working perfectly. And then there's going to be some weeks where it doesn't. I'm looking now at SPX now, and I'm like, okay, we took that trade right when the
news.
Right when the news. That's just the SPX buy notification on the M5. Right before the news, what news? The oil news came out. So for me, it violated the rules. So we should not have taken that trade because it was too close to news.
Right.
So now that I look at it, for me, I violated the rules by not paying attention to news before I got in the trade.
Yeah, because I'm getting close to my stop. So now that it broke this trend line, I got nothing stopping it. It's basically, if it breaks higher than this previous high and it doesn't turn around where it is now, then I'm going to take myself out, save a little bit of pips.
Yep, you can always, nothing wrong with closing trades early. GBP and Euro NZD starting to head back up. Somebody called out GN starting to head back up. I see he's got a nice turnaround.
Yep, that's what we needed for that one anyway. Look at that, 200 pips in the red. Let's see if this guy goes 39.34. She's getting the big X. Because it didn't do what it was expected to do. Because if it does this, then it's probably going right through that zone. That ribbon that I'm using, the red and blue, is just custom indicator. It's actually just a exponential moving average cross of 13 and 62. So close to breaking the trend line. Yeah, I actually broke my own rules because I don't usually take trades around news events anyway.
Yeah, got to be more careful.
Agreed.
Be more careful.
And she's done. Boom. Lesson learned. You know, with all the years of trading, you still make some special mistakes, right? Taking trades right around news, especially on these ones. So
It happens.
yep. I remember I took a a currency trade right at the end of market close on New York, man. It was a 20 pips drawdown as soon as I took it. I was getting a haircut at the same time. I said, I said, yeah, that's the first and the last time I get distracted. And the setup was good, man, but the let's just say being 20 pips in drawdown right off the entry because of spread at the end of the New York session is a great way to never forget. Yeah, this red zone's gone, man. Yeah, let's see what the so profit in points. Yeah, you're still 9 away from your stop loss here. You're still 12 away here. Let me go see what we got. GN. GN on the 15. I mean, that's the kind of bag you want to take every day, isn't it?
GN 15.
Yeah. The only reason we're in some drawdown is we waited for that zone to disappear. So now we got a zone on the 5. But I mean, it's maintaining above the AIRO moving average. It didn't break and close below. 200th way below, under that green zone.
I tell you guys, I just had the sense of urgency to jump into this SPX buy and try to ride it up to the zone. And so I stopped myself. That is what's called revenge trading. There's no setup, nothing's there. I'm literally just trying to make my money back. That right there is revenge trading. Definitely stay away from that.
Yeah. And honestly, it gets the best of us. You know, my best week trading was a couple months ago. And I was up like, oh man, I crushed like 40% in a week. You know what happened on Friday? I got overly greedy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what it cost me? It cost me not only my profit from the entire week, it cost me about 15% of my account.
Got to be more careful.
Well, yeah, but it gets everyone, because then you think you're invincible.
Exactly.
You're like, oh, dude, like I crushed every trade. I crushed 11, 13, 14 trades in a row. I'm unstoppable. It's just reality, right? A lot of people are so scared to talk about their losses because they want to seem like they're this God mode trader. But reality is, even the best traders are going to have terrible losers.
Yeah, I tell you all the time, last year, JP Morgan Chase lost 3 trades. So even the banks with the unlimited amount of money they have don't win every trade.
I actually used to work for JP Morgan as a senior analyst.
Oh, yeah? How was that?
Well, I wasn't doing their investing and stuff. I was doing programming, so coding and stuff for strategies.
Okay.
But it gives you perspective. Now I work for one of Canada's largest banks. That S&P, man, she just went right to the moon.
Got a notification. G Chef on the H1. I'll take a look at that.
Let me see something quick here. Oh, you're still in the pound Swiss, Carlos? I got out a long time ago. No, that's good, man. Whatever your target is, whatever fits your trading system, then give her.
No rhyme or reason right now on what's going on.
Mm,
I do like that S&P and gold are trying to go the opposite directions, though.
yes.
So they should always be going opposite directions.
Yeah, they should be going the same direction, right?
Yeah, I hate to see them going the same direction.
There's a solid inverse correlation between the two. Let's see. Seems like everything just stalled out.
Yeah, the news will do that to you sometimes.
Yes, sir. Well, it is the top of the hour, right? Top of the 11 o'clock hour. So four minutes in, you're going to get a 5-minute candle close here. Going to see what 21 seconds. Probably get a little pump up. Hold on. Wife's calling.
Got a few questions here. So somebody said they lost on the GER 30 trade during London session and SPX trade during this session. I did too. I'm right there with you. That's why I trade those on my live account, the same account, the same trades you guys take. And like we talked about earlier, that's part of the game. You lose some, but we win more. So that's the beautiful thing. You definitely don't want to over leverage. I can tell you,
Right.
we win more trades on each session than we lose. And so as long as you stay consistent with your lot size, so for example, let's say for this week, you say, hey, the lot size I'm going to use is a 0.1 for forex pairs, and then a 0.01 for indices, and you stick with that. And then next week, as your account grows, you say, okay, now my account is big enough. I now can raise my lot size a little bit. And you just want to move your lot size up as your account size grows up, but you want to stay consistent. Don't change your lot size, during the same day. Like, oh man, Nate's calling trades. Let me double my lot size. Matt's calling trades. Let me triple my lot size. Guys, we're gonna take losses just like you guys take losses. So you have to stay consistent with the strategies you trade. You have to stay consistent with your lot size, and you make adjustments as you go along. I adjust my lot sizes more than I adjust my my strategies. I feel consistent with my strategies, and I have very good success. Therefore, I stick with my strategies. The only thing that I actually change is my lot size, and I only change that based on my account size and what I'm trading. So my indices are always going to be a lower lot size than my
Oh God, yeah.
my forex pairs. So
Always. So I just locked in that little S&P 500, but I didn't.
did you buy?
Yeah, I hit the buy.
I'm mad at myself for not taking the buy. Look at that thing go.
Yeah, now it's breaking above that trend line I had.
Hit
So
50.
I don't want to be revenge trading. That's the thing, because I've already lost. I pretty much called that other one out as a loss, hard loss. So I'm not happy about that. So I gotta, like you just said, I need to be very conscientious of my mental state when you're trading, right?
Yeah, walk away. It happens. Losing happens.
Mm-hmm.
The thing you can do is jump back in the trade and try to catch it the other way.
Oh God, yeah. Looking to get your butt handed to you 7 ways from Sunday. And when you get a win, guys, just a heads up, don't go back in for a second win. Wait till price comes back, because it's going to retrace. You got a really strong move up, right? So now you're looking for a retracement. Now, there are people that counter trend trade this, okay? And this is just the realities. People are going to take this from the top, and they're going to try and look for a 38.2 or a 61.8 retracement of this entire move. So they'll potentially go short from here, and then they'll look for the opposite side. The downside to that is if you're on the wrong side of that, you could get hurt. And this is not something that AIRO is gonna give you. And higher probability trades are with trend, right? You're gonna want to trade with the trend.
Yes, sir.
But you can use the Fibonacci in other ways. There's lots of ways. There's lots of things you can do. I love AIRO because it does the vast majority of the analysis for you. It's so much easier to go to Euro AUD and look here, and you're in an uptrend, right? Instead of going to, and for the sake of demonstration, on the 15-minute here. looking here, what one's easier to trade? You know, you got it right here, and it's giving you the zones, so you don't have to visually interpret them. You just know you're in an uptrend with all the green zones. You know the top is there. You know you have room. If you do get an arrow, then that's a potential trade that a person can take. You know, you got a bounce, potential arrow later on. But the analysis is already done for you, the vast majority of it. It does take a little bit of a volume of trades to get it down pat. Like some people I've seen are losing every trade that they're taking. And the question is, are you just taking it because it has a bounce? Or are you just taking it because there's an arrow? Because you don't want to take every one of these arrows, right? That's not the way the system was designed. Well, that's an H1 chart. See, this would have been counter trend, depending on the time. What's this? CAD yen. Look at that. GBP NZD. She's moving.
Hey, there it is.
Finally. She almost hit our stop loss a couple times. Here's that rejection. See that green zone, man? That's why I love this stuff. We'll see. What's the TP on this guy? We got a take profit point of 97.24. So 97. It's higher. It's outside of this zone. So you know what? Because of all the heat we took on this one, I'm actually going to bring it right below the zone. And that's just me because I want to be. I'm going to bring that down to, let me see where that is. GBP NZD. So here's where I had, here's that wedge break. Here's those potential two targets. So 97.17. So I'm going to take it down to 96.87, I think. Yeah, 96.87 is right here at the top of that wick. So because it went through a zone, I should have just put half my usual take profit. Armin, I see that you're raising your hand often. If you want to ask a question, please just put it in the Q&A and we'll get to it. I don't want to get into the habit of opening up people's mics. Curtis got 170 pips on Aussie NZD. Well done, sir. Darnell, I'm not going to say what you just put in there. But yes, sometimes I feel that way too. Michael, where would I start the fib on S&P 500 if I wanted to catch it on the downside? Please, if you're going to do that, do it in demo. Okay. I just, maybe I should have not said anything. Do it in demo, do it 100 times and then go live. AIRO cockpit. No, you mean the dashboard, right, Armin? So the AIRO dashboard, yes, there's a different setup for it. You're gonna see all that this weekend if everything goes as planned. Okay. What do we got on S&P 500, man? What do we got going on here? 15. These red lines are just my way of documenting. I'm gonna clean this up. I got too much junk here. That's basically stalled out where it's at. GU. What do we got on GU?
Should have a little movement with all the news.
Right. We're down. I'm gonna down arrow. We're in an uptrend. That's a no-go. You do have a wedge, so you got a nice wedge here. Let's see if we can do something with that potentially. So if you wanted to put a wedge here, you'd go from the top. So wick, 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 wick. Okay, that's your top trend line. I am not going like this. I'm going here. And then from here, you got a couple options. I'm just trying to see. I'm not a fan of this up one because I don't have 3 tags on this trend line. I've only got 2. This is 1. This is 2. Even though there's a couple candles that tag it, I still don't trust it as much as I trust the top one. So here's your wedge. If we go back to AIRO to find out where the direction is, we're going up as per AIRO. It's an uptrend. Try an interesting thing. If for any reason she breaks to the top side and we get an arrow, then we might be able to get a bigger take profit than our 20 pips, because that is going to line up with this top up here almost. And here's the bottom. Here's your wedge break here at this time frame. So here's your likelihood it could actually go as far up as here. Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? It's almost to that. So this is a potential trade that someone can take, but we're going to wait for the confirmation from AIRO. That's what I like to do, is I like to look at AIRO. I like to have an idea of what's happening on the chart. Let it do its analysis. Give me the price action and direction, because we're above the 200. And now if we get an arrow to the top side, then I have reason to believe that we could get a nice little 10 pip move off that break, but all depends how it goes. So what I did for GN. Oh, okay. Let's get to that question first, Mike. Just real quick. So I'm gonna do that on the. Let's go back to US 500. Okay, so depending on time frame, let's go. I can't delete all my lines because I don't want to lose what I was doing for back testing purposes or whatnot, but let's keep that there. Usually I like to figure out where the bottom of the trend is. So what I would do is I would call this the bottom of the run, and I would put it backwards. So what you do, this is officially a different swing, but you can put it there, you can put it there. It just depends on how what you're more comfortable with. But what a person could do is if it breaks out of the, well, 23.6 is not a number that Nate likes. So, but if you're going to go short, it's probably going to break. It has to break the 23.6. If it doesn't break this level, then it's not going short. There's not enough room to take it short, because that's a very shallow retrace. If you get a 14.6 and a 23.6 retracement, that's super shallow. Just like here, right before it broke out. Here's your 38.2 retracement. And then boom, it took off. So it could do the exact same thing here. It could hit 23.6, 38.2, and then take off again. So, but if you wanted to get it to the downside, then you'd be going to look at other high probability reversal points, which are different Fibo numbers.
Why do you like the 23.6? I don't like it. I don't know reasons, but why do you like it?
Because, for example, where's our Fibo? It's not exactly that, but there's that potentially is the nice move. If we would wait any deeper, then we'd totally miss it. Let me see where there's a great setup. Let's go to a currency pair. Let's go to one that people love to trade. How about the pound yen? I'll blow this up so people can see. So, see this 61.8. Let's see. Is it? Yeah, 61.8 retracement. Right here. Boom. So this is wave 1, 2, 3. And then you would have your whatever else going on. 4, 5, and then you would have your ABC correction, and then you would start your other side. So that's that. But let's see if I can find a good example of why I like 23.6. Why I still keep it on there. This is 38.2. Is it? Yeah, 38.2. 38.2 retracement's a beautiful number, by the way. That's also another key point of potential reversal. But when you have a shallow retrace, it's gonna be either 14 or 23, and then that's kind of the spring out of there. And usually when it has that, it's gonna be your flag pattern. Let's see. See if I can switch that time frame a little bit. It's easier on the lower time frame. We happen to have any other alerts, by the way, while we're just messing around with some Fibo?
No, man, went quiet, man.
Very quiet again right after that.
Went real quiet.
This is interesting. That's probably news-based to get that kind of a spike. That's your 38.2, man. You see why you wanna be looking at the 38.2 level as a key retracement level when you're looking at the swings. You can also do it on the downtrend. This is actually 23.6 here. Hold on. Oh, it's 38.2. Okay. Is it here? Still 38.2. It's close enough. I'll get back to you. How about that? I'll get back to you with a couple good examples of 23.6. Because you can use your Fibo top side or downside. So here you're just doing the opposite thing. You're looking for your big move down, and you're looking for your 23.6 retracement. It doesn't go much deeper, and then it breaks out of the bottom real hard. It's another 23.6. Let's see. To the pip on 23.6. Here's 23.6 on the way down. Let's see. All right, I'm going to go through the questions real quick so I don't drive anyone out of here. Oh, Sebastian. So how many pips, GBP/NZD, how many pips did I move my stop loss? It wasn't really based on pips, but it was based on what I had on my charts. So I do all my charting on TradingView. Apologize in advance for not doing it on MT4. That's the way I've been trading for the longest time. So GBP/NZD, let's go check out what I had as a setup here. So this is why I put it under here. I had this big strong trend line. So 1, 2, 3, 3 tags on my 5-minute trend line. A fourth where it breached, it came back, it kissed it, kind of like a pass and check, and then boom, it took off. So my stop loss officially has to be under this. But I got in somewhere here, so that means I've got like a 40 pip stop loss on this position. But we're going up. You see how it failed to break this bottom, so that's a good sign. Let's go check on Euro NZD. Euro NZD has been moving a little bit weird, and it's because it's not the session to be trading Euro NZD, right? This is a currency pair that likes to move during the London to Asian session, not the London to New York session. So you need to know what currency pairs you should be trading at what time of the day. You see, this is the move from that zone where you should be trading this currency pair. And then here's the end of that zone. So it's going to lose all of its gas. This trade is going to be until the Asian session. I think I deleted my markup on this, so I may not have the exactly what I did here. Euro NZD, I think it was. Yeah, Euro NZD. Let's go check. So on Euro NZD, we got a green zone. We pulled back. We're just redoing the analysis, right? So we got a big rally, big rally, a shallow retrace. I'm curious. This may not work, but let's see.
What are you looking at now?
Euro NZD. I was just looking at the analysis that we had prior with the bag entry. It's a 50% retracement of that move. Almost 61.8. Someone asked me where I put my stop and why I moved it. Well, that's because I had, I don't know if I changed my NZD one. From entry, I've got, I got about, I didn't change this one. I only changed my GBP/NZD. This one's like a 60 pip stop. Too big for now. No, not at all, Shaquille. Wedges can break in both directions. So, and I'll show you a very clear example of why you can't go with the previous trend. Now, it has a 60-some% chance of breaking in the direction of the previous trend, but it depends where it is found on structure. So, for example, on the 15-minute, it's going to be easier to draw the wedges. And this is just a question that came up, and I know we're just waiting for an alert to show up while we're doing this. So here is going to be so here, great example of a wedge that breaks as a continuation, right? That's awesome. But it's not always going to break into the direction of the previous trend. Right here, there's a wedge here. It's a little hard to see. If you haven't drawn a couple hundred wedges, you're not going to see it, and that's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, so here's your wedge, here's your break. So it breaks to the upside. Reality is, big deal. It doesn't matter where it breaks. It doesn't matter if it breaks to the top or the down. All you're doing is you're looking for the break itself. This is not going to be super clean. Now, some people say, oh, it's an ascending wedge, so it's going to break to the top, and a descending wedge is going to break to the bottom. It's not always the fact. It's going to happen like 66% of the time. But here, this looks like the same wedge, right? Same wedge. You got lower highs. You got lower highs and higher lows, right? So higher high, that's your high. This is your lower high. This is your lower high, okay? Now you've got a higher low and a higher low. Here you got higher high, higher low, higher high, lower high, and lower high. And then you've got your low and then your higher low. So this is basically the same wedge, but they're breaking out at different sides. This is the end of a run. So that's what I mean. It depends where the wedge is located in the whole structure of price. So for example, this is the end of a run up here. It all depends on time frame as well. You know, if you're trading 15-minute wedges, then depends where that specific trend is. Yeah, GBP NZD is playing way too much. It's hurting my feelings. It's hurting my feelings. All right, that's a lot of Latanya, I'm sorry, that was a while ago. NAS 100. I didn't get an alert on that. Are you looking for a short? Is that what it spit out to you? I don't know if Nate got an alert on that one.
Which one?
100, US 100.
Oh, it's not on my scanner. I don't I don't track the NAS 100.
Yeah.
We can pull it up, but see here. See.
Yeah, I don't have one on Envy there, so let me see. What if I'm looking for an overall perspective?
NAS 100 for since
morning, right?
Since that would have been 8:40 my time.
Yeah. So here's your wedge. See, guys, wedges are all over the place. Doesn't even matter what asset class you're trading, and that's why I absolutely love wedges. It's actually a really nice top trend line here. Very nice top trend line. So, but yeah, there's nothing there. Yeah, we're going to keep this call specific to AIRO regarding expert advisors and stuff and some of the other products that Auvoria Prime offers. I would recommend that you go listen to the developer themselves. There's a lot of recordings in your back office, and there's a lot of information there about how it works and what one's going to fit your trading style and your capital. So it all depends on what you're looking for. But diversification is the key to long-term success. Euro AUD.
People think about diversification is, you make your profits on AIRO. You can be a little bit more aggressive on AIRO and make your profits, bigger profits, and then you just dump those into your expert advisor, and then allow the expert advisor to grow your profits at a nice, slow, steady pace. That way, your profits are not just stuck in the bank. Now they're actually growing, because the bank account's not going to give you
nothing. Nothing.
Absolutely.
I was at my bank and I was laughing because I looked at their return on their high interest savings account. And high interest is absolutely hilarious. But you need 6 figures in there, and they might pay you out like 2% a year.
2%. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, but you need 6 figures locked in, man. And then you get taxed on it too.
And that's you get taxed on the that's pretty rough.
It is.
And what frustrates me is all that money you put into the account, guess what? It's in the forex.
They're trading it. They're utilizing your capital as leverage. Grant Cardone did something interesting. I don't know if you guys saw that video a while back as we're waiting for a setup or something to play out. He deposited 1 million cash into his bank account in California, whatever. The next day he goes back in and he says, "Hey, I want my 1 million cash." You know how long it took him to get that money back? It took him 2 weeks or something.
Really?
Yeah, man. That's how fast that money disappeared.
And they probably try to play the whole red tape game about.
Of course they did. But he's like, dude, I just deposited $1 million yesterday, and I want it back out now, and they're not giving it to him. They couldn't give it to him for a while. I don't know the exact time frame, but it was a joke, man. And you and I both know that was being leveraged.
Of course.
So, yeah. I'll be honest with you, I don't keep nothing in the bank. See if we can find something other than NAS there, eh? Not touching that. Well, Darnell, the challenge with talking about EAs is they all work differently. They all have vastly different strategies. So it's best to go check out Tyler McKechnie's Gearbox and check out Neo the Legend and check out those calls. They're not really long, but they're going to give you a lot of insight. And the advantage with Auvoria Prime is that you actually get to talk to and ask questions directly to the developer of the software, not just some third person, right? And a lot of places out there, you don't have access to the developer. And we're really privileged, number one, to have Nate, the developer of AIRO, on the call. Not a lot of places give you access to the developer. All right, I've got a question around Euro AUD around the fib. So let's go check this out. I don't like using fibs on the so here this is where fibs can potentially get you in trouble. Is because what's the low of this run? Are you going to call this the bottom? Right? If you're here, this is your 23.6 retracement. If you're calling this the bottom, then you're at 38.2. Okay. If you're calling this the beginning of the run, then this retracement, you're almost into the 50%. Here, you're at 61.8. So guess what? Because this is a different move, here's a W, okay? Here's your W, your break of your W structure. And then that is actually, this is why you want to see Ws. And this is a perfect W, actually. MW, whatever you want to call it. And I'll show you just as we're waiting for something else to happen. You know what you do with the W's is you put a beautiful trend line. And then you take the trade once it breaks. If you have a confirmation from AIRO. Right? But the M and the W is most of the time going to form a wedge. So this wedge structure that looks like nothing if you're not used to it, then you put a stick from the bottom of the wedge to the top of the wedge, and you put it at the break, and look at that, guys. And I didn't do this before. This is after the fact, right? So there's a little bit of bias, but you're to the pip to your target before it reverses. And I want you to also pay attention to something special here. Here, you have your W, you have your break, you have your retest of this. So this is break and retest. Your resistance on this line has now become support. So that means you got a green light. And you can have confluence with AIRO to identify these. AIRO does this for you. But this is where you can kind of get more pips, because here's the bottom, here's the middle of the wedge, and you're going for your break, right? You put it at the break. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is paid a dealer 93 pips. So Euro AUD 93 pips. This is your 61.8 retracement of this move. So here would be a nice potential buy entry, potentially. If you can get a confirmation on AIRO, then and price potentially breaks this trend line here, then you could be in a good spot. And this one, don't shoot for the moon, right? You would go from this bottom to this bottom and potentially here. So that's underneath this resistance zone, and it's in this area. I'm going to go through the rest of the Q&A. Looney's wondering when I'm going to have, when we're going to release. Oh, all right. So some people got stopped out on GBP NZD. Looney Cad's wondering when TradingView AIRO will be available. I don't even know if anyone officially talked about it. This is actually a pretty good NZD NAS 100. Oh, why am I a NAS man? Here's SMP. You might get an arrow. Wish there was a zone that appeared here. You might get a zone. Might get a green zone that shows up. That's probably on the 1 minute already. Nothing. Nothing to play with on NAS. Yeah, David, I know. I know. I'm bitter about it. I'm bitter. Can't win them all. This sucker's going to hit stop loss. Euro NZD. Euro NZD, this is what she's looking at like right now. Let's see what kind of retracement we can get. It could go to 61.8, which means 90, 69.38. 69.38, is that below? 37. I'm going to put it to 36. Let it breathe a little bit. The only reason I did that is because of the Fibo here. So if it's going to bounce, then you're going to have a potential retracement of 61.8. So I'd rather extend my stop loss by 3 pips at the potential that it bounces here. If it doesn't, it just lost an extra 3 pips. So on a 40 pip loss, that's it's negligible. Let's see. I'm gonna clean up the chat here real quick. Here's that 61.8. Do we got it? $61.8 wick. Going down to the 1 minute. 61.8 is a very high probable turnaround point. It doesn't always turn around. I think I'm stopped. 69.35. Getting lots of messages.
Oh man, yeah. Oh, not too bad, man. You in good shape, man. I get a lot of, I'll get behind sometimes. Man, my Q&A will be at 50 trades. I mean, 50 messages.
Oh yeah.
Man, it gets blown up sometimes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I'm just watching, trying to get through them.
Once we get into trade, sometimes I focus on the trade, so it can be a little frustrating.
Yeah. Hold on here. Let's see. Let's see. You got that wick, right? That wick. This is why you like Fibos. 61.8. Maybe if I tell it to break down, it might break up. How about that? Euro NZD, you got a down arrow on the what? If I take a loss on one currency pair, I'm not taking another trade on that same one in an opposite direction or whatnot.
I'm the same way.
Like that's too close to revenge trading for me, and it really screws me up because I already have that bias and dealing with the fact that it just didn't work out the first time. Your crew, your brain, your subconscious brain is very loyal. So if you say that you want it to go up, then your brain is going to look and validate that it's going to go up. Like it'll convince you.
Yep.
It'll convince you that it's going to go in that direction. So GBP NZD, man, look at that thing, man. Let's see what kind of retracement we got on this. This one's going to be stopped. It didn't work. Yeah. GBP NZD. Just want to see what kind of retracement here. We go from the bottom of the run, top of the run, 50, 61/8 right here. $96.34. I got breathing room on this one, so I'm fine, but if it breaks below that, I'm gone. Euro NZD. See how it loves that 61/8, that golden ratio? Just absolutely loves it. Like price doesn't stop in thin air, right? It just doesn't randomly stop. There's always something stopping price. So we'll see how these two trades play out. Oh, you hit your stop loss on Euro NZD already, eh? Might have been spread. Still 5 pips away from mine. Because I pushed mine down a little bit more. Kyle, I don't actually use pending orders. I really don't. And that's just me, my friend. I don't sit on that. Here's that start of that new candle. So we're at the 11:55 mark. Our session is going to be finished in about 5 minutes. Hope you guys learned something today. I know we got one good trade and then 2 losers thus far. A couple of us have different results depending on what their money management is. But like Nate said, really critical in all this to make sure that you're using the consistent lot size so that your wins don't that your losses don't overshadow your wins significantly. And this one might be out of the bag. GBP NZD. Yeah. Let's see. Just coming down quick. That's where that 61.8 is, right above the trend line. Let me see here. Euro NZD. Yeah, we got GBP, Euro. Just sitting around here. So anyway, Nate, you still there, my friend?
I'm here, man. I'm in the bag chat answering questions. So while you're on the call, I'm in the bag
Cool.
chat.
I saw that. I saw you posting some stuff there.
Yeah, just trying to help people out there. So that's why I've been a little quiet.
Absolutely. No, you're fine. So we're hitting up the 12 o'clock time frame here.
That's it.
That's it for now. So you're on tonight, right, boss? You're gonna be doing your London.
Back on tonight.
Okay, good.
We went 1-1 last night. 1 win, 1 loss. So we will be back on tonight and learn some more, catch some more pips. Have some
Yeah.
more fun.
I'm going to be on tonight. I'll make up for these losses. It's taking these three loss and 1 win today. Just it's not acceptable for me. So but the setups were right. You know, it's not that the setups weren't right. It's just how it played out.
That's how the game goes.
Absolutely. The only break in the rule was when we stinking took the trade right before the news. So yeah, we got to be more careful, as Cash would say.
As Cash would say, got to be more careful.
Hold on, yeah. Just to confirm the time zones, Money Zone is about to end in 1 hour, right? So Money Zone's ending in 1 hour, not at 12 o'clock.
I mean, depending on where you're at in the world, it may be 12 o'clock, but yeah, it does.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, I mean time zone on the charts more or less. Okay, I need to go. The wife's not happy, but appreciate you guys. And come on tonight. I'll be on there because we're gonna hit some. We're gonna make some money. All right. Have a great day, guys. Appreciate you all.